Hi, my name is Joshua Grainer, and I'm a men's health and longevity coach. Today I'm going to talk to you about Zone 2 training. Zone 2 training is a type of cardio-aerobic training, meaning that it works on two different systems of the body. It works on the cardiovascular system and the aerobic system. The cardiovascular system is the heart, the blood vessels, everything that moves blood. It's your circulatory system. And the aerobic system is one part of your energy production system. And I'll tell you a little bit more about why this is important in a moment. But the important thing to take away here is that Zone 2 is a type of low to moderate intensity exercise that you can do pretty much anywhere. It includes things like jogging, fast walking, rowing, cycling, swimming, pretty much anything that elevates your heart rate to between 60 to 70% of your maximal heart rate. And don't worry about having to try to calculate that now. I've actually included a Zone 2 calculator in the links in the description. So you can just click that and calculate your own Zone 2. But the takeaway here is that Zone 2 is a very, very powerful way to increase your cardiovascular system and your aerobic system. It's something that you can start early on in life, and it's something that you can do well into your old age. So why is Zone 2 so important? Well, if you remember, I mentioned that it works on the circulatory system and the aerobic system. Our heart needs to deliver oxygenated, nutrient-rich blood throughout our entire body. If our heart is not strong, if our blood vessels are too weak, or if they're too tense, then we won't be able to deliver oxygenated, nutrient-rich blood to the target tissues in our brain, into our muscles, to our internal organs, and we won't be able to pull the carbon dioxide-rich blood out to expel it through our mouth when we exhale. When you improve your cardiovascular system, one of the things you're doing is you're increasing the strength and the tone of your entire circulatory system. So that's one really cool thing. The other thing that's really important is that, and I think this is actually the most important thing, is that it works on your aerobic system, which is your energy producing system, right? So if you remember back from biology, you've got these bacteria-like structures within your cell called mitochondria. And a mitochondria produces all the energy in almost every cell of your body. So they're really, really important. And when you do specifically Zone 2 training, one of the things that you can do is you can actually increase the health and the efficiency of these mitochondria, so you have more energy. So if you want more energy, there's basically two ways to do it. You can either increase the number of mitochondria, which that's done through high intensity training, which I'll do another video on later, or you can increase the health and efficiency of the mitochondria, which means more energy available. And why is that important? Most of the time when people think about energy, they think about how they feel, if they feel fatigued, if they feel tired, feel getting sick, the ability to focus, concentrate, exercise, all those things. But billions of times per day, in all the billions of your cells, they're using this energy to do everything, including detoxification. So for example, your brain, which takes up about 25% of the total energy of your body, total energy production of your body is used by your brain. Of that, the brain uses about 80% of that to detoxify. That's to get metabolic waste out of the brain cells, out of the neurons. So this is happening all throughout the body. In every system, in every cell throughout the body, it needs to detoxify. It also needs to reproduce. So these are all very energy intensive processes. And the more energy you have available, the healthier you're going to be and the longer you're going to live. How do you do Zone 2? Well, you can do it in 3 steps. The first one is to calculate your heart rate zone. The second one is to choose your exercise. And the third one is to put together your program. So to calculate your heart rate, your zone, remember I said it's between 60 to 70% of your maximal heart rates. So again, I've got in the description, I have a heart rate calculator that you can use free of charge, and that will calculate your Zone 2 and give you a suggestion for the type of training that would help you to increase your cardio-aerobic capacity. But if you don't want to use the calculator, you can just do a little bit of math. and you're going to basically take 220, you're going to subtract your age from that, and you're going to multiply that by 0.6 and 0.7. And that's going to give you roughly what your zone 2 is. And then you'll need to use a heart rate tracker. I use something called a Garmin Venue 2, but there's a lot of different trackers, fitness trackers out there where you can monitor your heart rate while you're doing your exercise. So you can use that to monitor and make sure that you're staying within your zone. If you don't plan on getting one of these heart rate trackers, if you don't want to do the math, if you don't want to calculate your heart rates, then you can simply do what's called the perceived exertion test. And what that means is as you're exercising, you're rating how intense the exercise feels. But one of the ways to do it for zone 2 is as you're exercising, you can try singing a song or you can try talking. And if you can only talk in really short sentences, this means that you're probably up at the upper edge of your zone 2. The other thing you can do is you can breathe exclusively through your nose, in and out. And if you get to the point where it's hard to inhale and exhale only through your nose, then you know you're at the upper edge of your zone 2. So those are some quick and dirty ways to figure out your zone 2. The next thing is to choose your exercise. So you want to choose an exercise that you're really comfortable with. So if you're a runner, then of course this is going to be running, but you don't have to run. You can actually walk quickly, and especially if you've got trails or hills around you, you can walk trails, you can walk hills, you can do rowing, you can do cycling, anything that you feel comfortable with, or even something that you're curious about, and then you start low and progress your way up a little bit higher. So you choose your exercise, and then you choose your program. Your program depends on what your goals are. So basically, if you just want general health maintenance, then I would suggest doing between 60 to 120 minutes, so basically 1 to 2 hours of zone 2 per week. If you really want to focus on improving your longevity, then what I would suggest is between 120 to 180 minutes per week of zone 2. And if you want to really increase your cardio-aerobic capacity, I would suggest between 180 minutes to 240. So down below, I also have a link to a step-by-step guide that will help you not only calculate your zone 2, but will give you suggestions on, based on your goals, what type of zone 2, what type of program you should do. And I've also broken it down by day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, how much zone 2 are you doing in any given week on any given day? Okay, so I know that for some of you, the thought of going out and doing 60 to 240 minutes of training seems overwhelming. And for others of you who are more athletically inclined, doing this slower, steady state endurance type training might even seem really boring to you. But let me tell you why it's really important. If you don't do cardiovascular activity, if you don't increase the health of your vascular system, of your aerobic system, of your energy system, of your fat burning systems, then what'll happen is they'll just stop working for you. So let me give you an example from your physiology. There is a chemical called an advanced glycation end product. It's a fancy word to say that glucose itself, the sugar molecule that's floating around in your blood vessels, actually integrates into a tissue. And it can integrate into your blood vessel tissues, it can integrate into your skin, it can integrate into every tissue in your body, the connective tissues, your tendons, your ligaments. And when that happens, that's one of the main reasons why your tissues age. That's one of the main reasons why we get wrinkles. So when you do cardiovascular exercise, when you do specifically zone 2 type training, what that does is it reduces the amount of these advanced glycation end products that are circulating around your blood. It expels them out so that way they don't embed into your tissues, because when they embed into your tissues, they make those tissues brittle, hard, tense. And if you remember from what I said before, your circulatory system, your heart, needs to be able to expand and contract easy. Your blood vessels need to be very elastic. And if they aren't, then you'll get hypertension, you'll get problems with circulation, all types of issues can happen from that. In addition, we talked about how your mitochondria, right, the energy producing factories of your body, how they make all the energy for all the cells in your body. If you're not doing cardio-aerobic activity, you're literally losing energy that can be used to invest in your longevity, used to improve your fitness, used for pretty much anything that you need in day-to-day life. So I highly suggest, if you want to live a long, healthy life, to include cardio-aerobic training, specifically Zone 2 training, into your fitness regimen or just into your life in general. And again, I've got two resources for you. One is a Zone 2 calculator, and the other one is a guide, a comprehensive guide to help you figure out your Zone 2. Second resource I have for you is a Zone 2 guide that can help you figure out what your Zone 2 is, how to do it, and exactly how much to do.